market. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for May 11th, 2020. Q's up about 1%. We'll see where it closes here in about 6 minutes. SPY up 0.22. Both were gapping down initially, and both have recovered back into positive territory. Q's a little bit stronger than the SPY. All right, let's take a look at what we were looking at coming into today, and that is a very bullish looking hourly, especially the SPY here, which has recovered, and then Q's really didn't have too much in question here as far as the uptrend. All right, and on the daily here as well. Now, as long as we don't accelerate, we got these small bars, we got a healthy angle, it's not accelerating away, right? This trend, as we've mentioned, is sustainable, can be continued, it's a healthy trend, and so it's the kind of thing that is really hard to bet against, even though we have been watching this weekly to see if this weekly has potential to roll over. Okay, just notice where it came from here. Is this going to be a lower high? So far, the hourly and the daily are saying that it's not. Okay, because as those have remained pretty healthy uptrends. Okay, so we came into today all out bullish. The gap down got bought. We're going to be going into tomorrow as well bullish on the Qs and SPY. So if you watched Friday's market wrap, we talked about the high of the day base breakout. We had quite a few of them today. So we'll take a look at some of the plays from this morning. Okay, very first thing out of the gate that I gave you was this AMRX as a breakout. Now, I would have liked to have seen this base actually tighten up a bit this morning and not be as kind of sloppy as it was right in here. Notice how it's trying to kind of tighten up here. Bars are getting nice and tight there and kind of setting up that breakout. Ended up needing to retest the lows, and I think that retest the lows was probably the best opportunity there to pick it up on a buy setup. Okay, really there's only two entry patterns that we go after: breakouts and buy setups. Here the breakout actually triggers on the AMRX, okay, as it breaks over the top. But this is a little bit of a retracement play after that morning move up, right? We had a pro gap on the AMRX. That's why we're looking for bullish entries on this, not bearish entries. This is definitely a pro gap up, clearing some resistance. Nice transition here on the daily out of that downtrend. So I liked it a lot. That was the first play I gave you out of the gate there. Just kind of lost track of it as it was coming in. Although I did kind of catch this buy setup kind of out of the corner of my eye. At that time, I'd already moved on to something else. But that was pretty good. What I moved on to was this CODX. Okay, so you might have caught this CODX with me this morning. Ended up getting a little bit wild, so that was kind of disappointing. But you can see it did a pullback here and then based, and then we played it over 75, looking for new highs and beyond. Now, the disappointing thing about this one was that the back half didn't work. So even though the first half was up a couple R's, was able to take some, the back half came in pretty hard there and took out the stop there. So I didn't come away with too much on this CODX. Really liked this gap up, this bullishness on the CODX as it was clearing resistance here. It does look higher. It is coming from a few green bars here, but mostly small green bars, not that extended away from the 20 MA. So I definitely didn't consider this novice. Just would have been better probably if it did have the shock value. Looks like it is going to close up here near the highs. And then the last one here, right before we went to lunch here, was kind of the favorite setup here as we went to lunch, was this CYTK. Okay, was basing at the lows, so this kind of base is less so my play. You can compare this kind of setup with what we talked about on Friday. A lot of those bases that we looked at on Friday, basing at the highs, already established an uptrend, and then going right. This, on the other hand, the CYTK, kind of languishing at the lows here. Do like this shakeout. That kind of got my attention early, and then once we got this uptrend going here, nice base breakout there, okay, on the CYTK, and really took off on the CYTK. So that was really nice. All of these biotech ones were just kind of off and running. Sometimes these things get a little bit on the spready side, which is why it's not, I'm not too excited about having a bunch of these be as bullish as they were this morning, because they can get a little bit jumpy and wild and a little bit more challenging to manage. As you saw on the CODX, I thought we had a great play on our hands here, and it still ended up making some money, but they can also quickly trail out there. And so that's the kind of thing that, sometimes you think, oh, it's doing well, it's looking pretty good, and then you're kind of worried about what that pullback is going to be like, and so sometimes even when these plays turn out to be really nice, they can kind of cause you to get out a little bit early. So they do present a challenge, these biotech names, but when they're what's setting up the best, which is, and giving you kind of the best gaps as well as the best patterns, that's what we're going to go after, right? So that's what I saw today. All of these biotech names that were giving some decent gap ups on decent news there, volume coming in. So that was the focus for this morning. I didn't see too much else. We should still have plenty of earnings for the rest of the week. So I think we'll still have some more gaps to go after. Just Monday morning was kind of the focus was all these really impressive, bullish biotech names. Okay. All right. So hopefully you did well today. If not, we'll be back at it tomorrow. All right. Remember, going into tomorrow, still bullish. All right. And then we'll see what tomorrow brings. All right. Have a good rest of the day.